Beep.
Hello.
How are you?
Sorry if you were here.
Dude,
I was just,
can't imagine how busy you are these days.
well,
You know.
this, I have to tell you, this little moment in the week, right in the middle on Hump Day, Wednesday.
This is a breather?
Well, first of all, it's the only time I let myself have a drink.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm 70.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
yeah, that is true. You can't.
You can't.
Not every day.
Not really, not at all. But, once a week, a couple of snorts. And I get to talk to somebody like you who I've wanted to talk to, like, for so long, like, just in a setting like this. And, I've said this to so many people here, like, we're the kind of people, when do we get together? When we work. You can't,
Exactly.
It's like, hey, would you like to get together with the camera on?
Remember like when you were starting out and you would, I think you even said it in your book, you assassinate a day with your friends, but you sit there all day just kicking jokes around.
Oh.
So now you have to spend this much money to you can't just go.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh boy, I'm sorry, assassinate a day.
Oh, I'm so flattered you remembered that. Right.
That was one of those things I remember when I read it. It was like, oh my God, I just remember being on the road and getting to the shopping mall at 10 a.m. and walking around until you go get ready for the show. And you're like, I did nothing.
No,
I'm on the planet, I did nothing.
You're talking about my novel, true story, but it's a novelization of my early stand-up time.
There were moments in that book where I was like, well, he's clearly changed the names, but I think I might know who some of these people are.
They're composites, the great thing about fiction, of course, is that you take whatever you want from reality and then fuck with it in any way you want, including making yourself worse. They once asked Laurence Olivier, this is acting, but it's sort of the same thing, said, what's your secret to acting? And he said, I take my worst qualities and I exaggerate them.
And you amplify them, and Or what was people were asking Carly Simon, like, you're so vain, so that's Warren Beatty, right? And she was like, look, that was everybody I met. I just put them all together. The apricot scarf, the total eclipse. That was like 9 different idiots that I ran into and I probably slept with all of them, but I slapped them into one person and put them in a song. So yeah.
By the way, and that song is You're So Vain. I mean, the kids are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But your kids, I'm telling you, if you think Taylor Swift invented the fuck you guy I dated, who I'm now going to get back at in a song, you have to listen to Carly Simon's You're So Vain.
You're so vain.
She did it with a knife that was... Right?
But she's taking that, she's running through a party with that knife and slashing a dozen different people. That's not just one person. That's a whole platoon of dudes that she's taking down.
Right.
Yeah. That wasn't a knife. That was an airstrike. Right. She dropped bombs on Laurel Canyon.
But and I have great love for Warren Beatty. But it probably is mostly him, and he was probably the worst. And I mean, did he ever, you took your Learjet to Nova Scotia to see the total eclipse of the sun. When you're where you should be all the time, and when you're not, you're with
some underworld spy or the wife of a close friend. But and also what's great is the way she writes it is, it's so vicious, but the person listening to it would go, I mean, that is kind of me. That's not that awful, is it? I got a private jet.
It's a bit of a flex.
Yeah, it is.
And my best friend's wife is I'm so irresistible. My best friend's wife is fucking me.
How does she not?
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you? I got an apricot scarf on, baby. What woman's gonna resist that?
I mean, the way she reminds that with Gavotte, right? I mean, it's just,
it's scarf and yacht.
Right.
You were walking about it. Anyway, it's a great, like.
Oh.
For a second, it's like. She's had maybe one too many cocktails. She's like, let me tell you about L.A. And she's just, and she's spilling it. And it feels like you're, oh my God, we're getting away with something. I can't believe she was recording when she was singing this. This is awesome.
How about this twist to it? On the track, do you remember who's singing background vocal?
It's Mick Jagger.
Who seems like he would be part of the airstrike.
Yes, exactly. And I almost feel like maybe that was her, wait a minute, what if that was her way of going, listen, I want to sleep with you, but you're going to behave or I'm going to write another song. I'm putting you on this song. You're going to friggin' behave or I'll put you on another song just like this.
I would love to know the story of how that, or it could be just something benign, like he was recording in the studio next door.
Walked over, and why not?
But it is odd because he seems like if it wasn't Warren Beatty, he could be that exact guy.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was also really cool vocally. He doesn't really sing like Mick Jagger until the very, very last verse. Up until that point, he's very muted, and Carly Simon is the dominant one, because that's a guy that can just show off vocally and go, I'm here, I'm Mick Jagger. And the fact that he does it so low key.
But you definitely hear his very distinguishable voice.
At the end, that's when he starts doing the yelping and the yes, yeah, but first off, he's very like, I'm gonna let Carly do this a little bit. I also love how in the beginning, I forgot who does guitar on that one, but he does that amazing opening riff on the guitar, and you can hear Carly go, son of a gun.
Oh, really?
She whispers, she goes, son of a gun.
Wow.
Yeah, like she's so impressed.
To listen to that again.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I once saw Mick Jagger, this is like 25, 30 years ago, but...
So he was 70.
I saw him pick up a girl across the room without saying a word. It was like Harpo Marx. Like, it was just, I could see that. Like, he just looked at this, he just stared at her, and like, it was like...
Well, didn't he take Jerry Hall away from Brian Ferry, and basically, like, kind of in front of Brian, and his apology, I think, to Brian Ferry was, why did you leave your girl with me? I'm Mick Jagger. Don't you know what happens? Like, it's not my fault. That's what I do.
Like what's this? The parable of the frog and the scorpion.
The scorpion.
What is it? The frog.
You knew I was a scorpion when you put me on your back.
Right.
Why'd you do this?
The frog wants to get across. The scorpion wants to get across the river. Wants a ride on the frog.
Yeah.
So he says, why would I sting you halfway across the river? Because then we'll both die. Yeah. But then he does.
And the frog's like, we're just dying. He goes, look, I'm a scorpion. What do you think? You're letting me do this. Yeah. So that's kind of, there is something kind of beautiful about true knowing of self, even if the self that you know is kind of an awful person. But if you're like, well, but that's what I am.
That's Trump.
That's what I do.
I mean, that's what he does. I mean, like we don't have to talk to
No. I mean, but in a very weird way, and it's something that it took me. I was stupidly doing the whole, oh my God, he said this, and then he went and said this other thing, thinking that would. I still had this West Wing mentality of you could just point out when someone's wrong and then things are over for them, and I didn't see that things were changing and that there's a new you're talking about a flex. There's a new flex of, yes, I did say this thing and I'm doing the opposite because I can. And his followers will go, that's awesome. It took us a while to realize, because we're from that generation of comedians and comedy where, you point out something that's bad and the other person feels shame. And he's like, I don't feel that. You can totally point that out. And it's we're in this very new dark era because of that.
For somebody who's almost 80, he's so much more in touch and in tune with like the younger spirit of the country, which is sort of like, they don't know that there are rules because the educational system collapsed. And so when you can't even expect these people who are like even under 40, who went to school in America where they don't teach you things anymore, to know, it's people who remember, oh wait, no, there is a way it should run. There is a way liberal democracy was supposed to run. There are norms, and younger people are like, they're not exercised about it because they never know it existed in the first place.
They were never taught it, or what's even worse is, and we're talking about what he's in tune with, he is really, really in tune with that period when you're really young and you feel insanely intimidated by the world. So what you have, until you figure out who you are, is just bravado and provocation and being offensive because you don't know how else to be. There's nothing When I was in my 20s, I was all about this is bullshit and I hate this and this is lame because I was terrified of committing to saying I like something and having it be lame. It's not till you get older we go, I don't care who thinks so. I just like what I like. But when you're young and he really, really honed in on it because that's how he is every second of the day.
Not every second of the day, but certainly in public.
Yeah.
But like tweeting out that thing of him riding the plane with a crown, dropping shit on people. I mean, if you're a 16-year-old boy, that's like exactly what you would do. So, I mean, it gets to the 16-year-old boy in a lot of people who are older than 16.
But there's a lot of people who basically have stayed 16 years old for a very long time.
Well, we're comics. Our whole thing is staying.
We fight like fucking middle schoolers. Comics, that's all we do.
Well, we have to, if we lose our ability to see the world anew, what is a bit? It's not a bit unless the audience is hearing something that they didn't think of, or sometimes they thought of and wouldn't say out loud, but mostly it's something they didn't think of.
Right.
When Louis C.K. talks about, like, you know, we take it for granted flying, but we're sitting in a chair in the sky. It's like, we've all done it a million times, but he identified it in a way that is true, and it's seeing it anew, and that's a childlike thing, not childish, childlike thing to do.
But there's a difference between childlike and childish.
Oh,
childish is turning away. Childlike is pointing that out, and then childish is turning away from it and going, I don't want to think about that.
Dropping poop from the plane where you're sitting.
Poop. Screw this. You know, childlike would be, wow, the most people in history have just turned out to march against me. Maybe. What if he but there's no growing with him. It's, I have stayed this way and I'm going to keep this way. And there's a weird, sick sort of defiance in that.
Yes.
And there's also, you're talking about the 16-year-olds, but think about the 35 and 40-year-olds who also live their lives under the heel of some boss. They've got no power.
Absolutely.
And they're watching people.
Yep.
They watch a boss go, no one who works in this factory can smoke. And it just lights up in front of them, and they're like, "Well, that's and that's they fantasize about being that guy."
Of course,
and that's who Trump is, and that's their fantasy. And these people that go, so he's saying America first, and he just put out a video where he's dropping shit, and in one of the frames, the shit drops on the American flag. There's an American, it's the shit, and people go, "Yeah, he can totally contradict himself. That's power." There is a thing that appeals to very damaged people, and there's a lot of damaged people in this country right now.
And also
that have been damaged by the system.
It was very smart to surround himself with much younger people. Like the Democratic Party, their sort of image is Biden, old, Steny Hoyer. You know, a lot of these people, a lot of oldies. Not that the Republicans don't. But Trump, who is somehow 80 and does not read as youthful, because read as unyouthful, because he is energetic.
He's a giant colicky baby.
Right, okay.
I mean, he has colicky baby energy.
Right, exactly.
And people are like, oh, God, we got to put him down.
But he also surrounds himself, and look, I'm not a fan of most of these people.
No.
But Caroline Levitt, I mean, the press spokesman, is a 28-year-old woman. They asked her, who suggested Budapest, a fairly innocent question, as the place for the
Putin meeting?
Putin meeting, and she said, your mom did.
I mean, yes, there's something very funny about that, but there's also something kind of scary.
Very scary.
We like to think that the levers of power, even if they're being controlled by evil people, they're controlled by evil, competent people. But I don't want them controlled by the snotty kid in the food court that's going, yeah, nice shoes, old man. Like, I don't want that guy with the finger on the nuclear button, man.
But like when he bombed Iran, which I was all for, and then he comes out to make a speech, and there's Vance with him, Hegseth, and Marco Rubio, all with their natural dark hair. You know, they're 40. I'm just, it's true. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you're somebody, and this is a lot of people in this country, you don't really follow politics or know the issues, and you're in your bubbles and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They just see this guy, and Kristi Noem and Tulsi, and you know, it's just a younger crew. They may be Kash Patel. They may be crazier. They are, but they're also just it's like fresh, new. We're a new generation, and we have our natural dark hair.
But
and we don't.
No, although I think, and we really can't talk on this because we're comedians, and comedians white knuckle their youth forever. But there is a problem with the baby boomers, and especially right now, it's the Democrats have it worse than the Republicans, even though, as you said, there's old Republicans. We need a generation that is okay with walking away when their time is done. We need a generation that can do a John Wayne at the end of The Searchers and go, I've created this world, but now I don't belong in it anymore. I'm going to walk away and let them run it. And we have these people that are white-knuckling power, and you did your time. Remember that there's that conversation when John Entwistle of The Who was talking to Pete Townsend, and he said, I don't get this rap music. And then Pete said, we're not supposed to get it. We did our thing, and now we got to get out of the way and let them do their thing. We had our time, and we can still play, and people like our music. But you're not the vanguard forever. So get the fuck out of the way.
But that's one reason why comedy, though, is in the long run better than music. Now, we never experience what musicians get at the height, and we don't go up to that level out at the edge.
Well, lately, there have been comedians that are experiencing that height, which I think is kind of bad for comedy.
Eddie Murphy, it was a rock star comedian.
Was a rock star, but that should have been an anomaly. Now there's like 10 comedians who fill arenas.
They're not rock stars. Just because they fill arenas doesn't make them a rock star.
Yeah, but
that's different.
I'm just worried. I'm not worried. I can't. That's false. There's a lot of comedians now that it's very, very easy to build yourself up to someone who's filling an arena. And you miss those years that we had in the wilderness where no one's filming you, no one's watching you, no one cares, and you can actually build a unique voice. Was there anything more valuable? You have the sign from the old Catch a Rising Star in the restroom here.
Yeah, I do.
There were plenty of nights there where you went up, I'm sure, and bombed on an epic scale. And you woke up the next day and were like, that didn't affect anything. I got that out of my system, and now you actually made you better. Now...
Not me. I was depressed.
You were really depressed?
Weren't you?
I was, but then later in the day, I just saw, wait, there's another show tonight. I just bombed at Garvin's on a Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday night, and they want me to do another set. Oh, okay, the world didn't end. I can keep going. I got over the fear of bombing, and also you get over the high of having those killer sets. You and I know comedians who never got over their one killer set that you're like, you're living on something that happened 20 years ago. You need to keep building. You know what I mean? So, but now everyone's being filmed. Every second of your life is being chronicled, and I want young performers to have time in the wilderness. They need it so badly to develop.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got off the road this year I had been doing it for
Really?
Yeah, I stopped doing it at the end of 20.
What made you stop?
Well, I just did my 13th HBO special. I feel like that's a good body of work.
Yeah.
Again,
I said what I needed to say, people.
And I felt they basically got better as it went along. I feel like the last one was the best one, which is a good way to get off.
Yeah.
A number of things. Just got tired of the travel, obviously. I miss doing it. Also, I feel like it was a great choice because I don't want to be out there in this country, in this political atmosphere. I could get shot by the left or the right.
Yeah, well, at this point...
it's a good time to not be out there. And also, apropos of this discussion, I just got tired of being twice as funny as people who were selling twice as many tickets as me. And that's just you know what? That's partly because I'm on TV every week. So, not that I didn't sell a lot of tickets and do great theaters, but I didn't sell arenas, and some people did who, frankly, are not that great. But when the audience is 35 to 45. They don't want to see somebody 70. It's your thing about, the Searchers. I want to see my generation.
Right, someone new.
And okay, so I still have my show. I have this. I didn't need it. I miss it. But that's part of what it is I see some of the comedy that is popular today, and some of it's good, and some of it is like, yeah, it's just like the rap thing. I do like some rap, but like lots of new music. It's like, yeah, I get that these kids like it. I don't get it. And I'm not supposed to get it.
You're not supposed to get it. But also, you keep in mind, with a lot of rap music, remember in the 80s when people were so down on rap, it's like, what is the rap that you're being exposed to? You're being exposed to Vanilla Ice and Two Live Crew because they're in the news. You're not seeing De La Soul. You're not seeing, the Beastie Boys. You're not seeing people that are really being, Kool Moe Dee, and people that are being really innovative. So there's always the ones that, yes, they're making the biggest noise, and then there's people doing amazing work that you don't see unless you're in that world and see it.
Well, I certainly don't look in music for innovation. I look for entertainment. Like I don't really care what is changing the face of music. It's completely a pleasure.
But sometimes
it's like having an important blowjob. It's just pleasure.
But sometimes when someone is changing the face of music and they're feeling pleasure doing it, like when you listen to early Prince Paul albums and you can feel the joy. Prince Paul, when he did Handsome Boy Modeling School, and like you can feel the excitement from him, like, oh my God, I'm actually doing something amazing here. And that to me is just as entertaining when you see, or when you like really young filmmakers right now, like Zach Krager and Ryan Coogler, you feel their excitement on screen. It's like watching early Scorsese films, like, I'm actually getting away with, I can't believe this. This is awesome. I'm pushing this so far.
You're more cultured than I am.
I'm really not. No, because I also, by the way, I just want to be entertained.
Me too.
But the entertainer being excited and being a little scared, like, oh my God, this could go right in the shitter. If this, I don't know if this is going to work. That's also exciting.
I feel like that's almost every movie. I mean,
no, most movies now are aggressively unexciting.
Okay, let me put it. Almost every movie I like, right? Which is not just a few movies. It's they still make good movies, and I'm entertained all the time.
But you got to look for them now, and
yeah.
Also, by the way, keep in mind everyone that always looks at things nostalgically, like, oh, TV was so much, you could get away with stuff in the early 70s on TV. You're literally naming, remember they would go, do you remember one in the 70s on the same night, it was MASH, Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart, and All in the Family. It's like, you just named the 4 good shows that were on in that decade. Everything else sucked.
Yeah, they all put them on.
Yes, it was not a good time to be watching stuff.
Right.
Hang on, this is water, right? I'm not chasing my scotch with vodka.
Sure. It's definitely not vodka.
Okay.
It's maybe sparkling water. Okay.
Hang on. There we go. All right. So I'm very anti-nostalgia. I think nostalgia.
I agree.
Nostalgia is going to destroy us.
Well, it's personal. I only live in the future. What?
What do you mean?
That's all we have. I take when people say, you have your memory. Yeah, it's gone. Mm-hmm. It's whatever's happened. As wonderful as everything that's in the rearview mirror was in my life, and a lot of bad things back there too.
Oh yeah.
Life is not a game you win 11 to nothing. You win if you're lucky enough to win.
You're lucky enough to win,
you win at 8 to 5, but it's going to score on you.
Oh.
You are not going to pitch a shutout.
You said, where the fuck did I read this? And it was so comforting. You said, I never understood these people that are like, I have no regrets.
No regrets.
No apologies. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? What life did you live? If you haven't apologized for anything or regret anything, you didn't live a life. What the fuck?
And I admire people who do. And I actually like myself when I do, because it shows that I'm not insecure, that I can go, oh, my bad, you know
fucked
what?
Up. Now I know better.
Now I know better.
Didn't know, now I know.
I learned, and, maybe I went off half-cocked, or what?
Well, what's weird is our generation, you could do that, but again, and I'm not putting this generation down. It's not their fault. They live in a world where because everything is being recorded and everything is forever, you can't apologize, or then that's this weird mark on you. There's this.
Didn't we have a beef or something in a minute?
Oh yeah, we did.
I don't look. See, look.
Well,
this is so. But this is so important about human relations.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I don't care what it was. I just remember we had a lovely dinner. I think Sarah Silverman was there.
Yes, we did.
And I was like.
And you gave me some very helpful nutritional advice.
Oh yes, and it was the nutrition.
Genuinely, I was like, "Fuck, did Bill Maher just help me out?"
And
what
then
the
you
fuck?
wrote me a lovely email about the lovely advice, and it was like, it's like. Look, it's not hard for us who basically think very much alike and have very similar backgrounds to like bond. It's harder to do it with Pam Bondi.
But
you can do it with anybody.
But by the way, people that also think very much alike, those are the ones that have the biggest fights. Those are the ones that will have the biggest beefs and have because you're like, oh, I thought we were on the same wavelength, and why the fuck did this,
Yes.
and also comedians, I think more than anyone, and I think a lot of people that are outside of comedy, and I hate to use the word civilian because it sounds so condescending, but there's people outside of comedy that are like, oh my God, these guys are fighting. It's like, no. Comedians are always and also, there's nothing better as a comedian than to have comedians around you that hand you your shit every now and then and go, dude, that fucking bit, would you know, and like you need that. The reason that I'm as good as I am is because I surrounded myself with comedians like Brian Posehn and Margaret Cho and Paul F. Tompkins and Blaine Capatch, all whom I think are funnier than me, and who all when I would hang out in San Francisco with them and we'd be riffing stuff, I was never the funniest guy in the room, and it made me work harder at what I did. And I still talk to comedians that I think people like Laurie Kilmartin and this guy Derek Sheen, who I just think are such better writers and the way they think about things, and it makes me work harder at what I do. I don't want to be the funniest guy in the room. That is so depressing. You don't grow. And you know that when you came up, the group you were with, you were always like going...
First of all, comedy, I mean, it's just so idiosyncratic.
Yes.
So to say this guy is funnier than me, I just find that silly because it's just to somebody else, you know, you do the material, I always say, you wish someone was doing to you because you would laugh at it. You love your own material because you wrote it. If you weren't you, or like sometimes you will go back and look at something you did so many years ago that you don't remember it, and you'll be like, that's awesome, what a great joke. And you're like, yeah, that guy, 35-year-old me did that, and now me forgot about it. And so I'm watching it as if I'm watching somebody different, and I'm like, oh, that is good.
And there's that weird moment where you're like, wait a minute, where can I get that youthful stupidity back? Because the stupidity helped me get to that thought.
Sometimes.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, sometimes look, there are, something I remember Louis C.K. telling me, and I was also obsessed with this. He was obsessed with not great comedians who nevertheless have one amazing joke.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, how do you have this joke? And you almost want to like rescue it from them and put it in a better act, and it drives you crazy. Like, how is that joke yours? But it happens. How did
the Divinals only put out I Touch Myself? Such a great record, and then nothing.
Well, except that, I mean, Sleeping Beauty is a great song. I love Sleeping Beauty.
Maybe I'm just not aware.
You got to their early stuff is the stuff that they did that pushed through with I Touch Myself. That's a fine album. But their early stuff, when they were raw and almost like on the edge of punk, go listen to Sleeping Beauty by the Divinals. That's a nasty, and it's way nastier than I Touch Myself.
Something tells me I will do that, but something tells me that because you're more of a culture vulture than I am.
Not a culture, I just like stuff.
No, I know, and I just like stuff too, but I tend to like more, with music anyway, more mainstream pop, not horrible, not bubblegum, but like, you know, like I like what the hits are, and I have a feeling I'm going to listen to this.
There's a reason that they're hits. Nothing drives me crazy
they're good.
There's nothing drives me crazy when someone goes, this band, they just wrote a bunch of hit songs. Do you know how hard it is to write a hit song? That is like,
I know.
You just named, that
Yeah.
guy, all he does is hit fucking home runs.
Right.
That's not interesting.
I know.
It's like, wait, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, that thing that you were talking about of, who's the best comedian? On any given night, someone can be the best comedian and someone can be the worst comedian. I have gone on nights, even there's no such thing as getting beyond having bad nights. That doesn't exist. And there are some nights when the most average comedian can go on stage and somehow click on something and something happens. Same with acting.
Well, it's also an audience is just a mysterious entity.
It's an event. It's a verb. It's not a noun. An audience is a verb, not a noun. Really? It's not going to happen again. It's that moment is not going to happen again.
Right.
It's a verb.
And there's some psychic energy that goes through a room of people in an audience where collectively they just take on more of a singular personality. I don't know if there's certain dominant brains in the room and there's brain waves. I don't know what it is, but
I never thought of it that way.
But they just take on a certain singular personality, and that personality can be good and it can be bad. I never believed these comics who said there's no such thing as a bad audience. Yes, there is. There is absolutely a good and bad way to deal with a bad audience.
Yes. I
was a great practitioner, certainly in my earlier years, and probably too long after, of the bad way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Larry David almost hurt his career because comedians would rush into the room to watch him deal badly with a bad audience. Like, that was more entertaining to them than him doing well. And it was kind of hurting him. It was so fascinating. Like,
I saw him once walk off stage because someone coughed. Really. I'm not lying. I mean, he almost looked for a reason to walk off stage.
Well, or he would look for a reason to put up a wall in front of the audience and see if they could still climb over it. So he would go up on stage. I remember one time he goes, "Do you mind?" I don't know why this makes me laugh so hard. Do you mind if I use the formal "vous" and not the familiar "tu"? and this is probably, I'm sure that was at Governor's, and there was a whole audience just staring like, what is this asshole doing? So yeah, that,
So I guess we played the same venues. You just started slightly later than I did, so we missed each other on that circuit.
We missed each other. When did you start?
I started in '79 and moved out to LA in '83.
Oh, you got to experience the boom.
Yes.
You got to experience the boom years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember when mid-sized cities had like 4 comedy clubs. Like Columbus, Ohio would have 4 comedy clubs.
I started in the summer of '88, and I got the tiniest taste of the boom, and then I watched the boom collapse.
Yes, that was the collapse.
That was the collapse.
A lot of the art that I have in my house, I'm ashamed to. Listen to this. Wait,
okay.
I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm also kind of proud. Bud Friedman of the Improv fame.
Oh, Bud.
Like during the boom, he opened like many improv franchises around the country.
Way too many.
And when it busted, when it boomed, he bought a big trophy house in Beverly Hills and filled it with art. He was newly married to his second wife. I loved Alex and still love her. And they were like, we're now in this realm. We're now in this echelon. We're in Beverly Hills. We're not like the owner of the Improv. And we like it. Yeah. So when it busted, he took me around his house and said, "I'll sell you this for $300." And I have in my house to this day, like I don't want to say priceless art. It certainly wasn't priceless, but I'm just saying I got it as a beneficiary of the bust in the comedy club circuit.
In the eventual, I don't want to say that anyone would do a biopic on Bud Friedman, but that would be an amazing scene in a movie set in the late '80s as the bust happens, and they just Bud Friedman leading you and Paul Reiser, and like, you can have this for like $200. It's a freaking Klee. Please, I need to get rid of this right now.
And then to make it worse, about 10 years later,
oh no,
my friend Eddie the Hat, who was a art dealer, was dying.
Oh God.
And he needed money. And he took me around his, but he had so many pieces.
Are you this art world angel of death? What the fuck? Hey, how's Eddie the Hat doing? Well, listen, I don't want to say anything, but Bill Maher just went to his house.
It was his idea. He said, I'll give you everything for just what I paid for it. And I bought $100,000 worth of and a lot of it didn't even fit anywhere yet.
What if you became slang in the art world? If you don't stop smoking, Bill Maher's going to visit your house and look at your collection.
I didn't plan it. I'm just like the vulture of the art world. Like when
You're waiting.
When I see that you're going down, I mean, look, it's not like anyone's going to need those bones that I'm picking at. I mean, why not peck at them?
I'm sorry, but some of this furniture that you have in this room, I don't know. By the way, you still have the sniper angle. I watched a lot of these episodes, and there's a friggin' camera angle that is a hired killer behind one of these. One of these pillars about to kill. It's the weirdest angle to have for a talk show. Are you reminding your guests that all glory is fleeting, like anyone can kill you at any second? Like, why is this angle back here?
I don't know. I just love that this whole room, I had this room fitted out by a crew that did like Big Brother, like literally, like those kind of.
That makes a lot of sense.
I said, if I'm going to do it,
it's all coming together now.
A podcast, I'm going to do it not like the other podcasts where you actually see the mic and you feel like you're on. Because other podcasts, honestly, most of them just look like talk shows. They just took the talk show format, they moved it onto the podcast, and but it's like someone with a microphone and cards with questions. That's not what we're doing here. We're just.
Yeah.
Are you drinking?
Dude, this is
good.
Which camera is mine?
Oh, right there.
Can I introduce
you? Or the one that's going to shoot you in the head.
Can I? Hi there, hired killer. When you get the shakes from killing too many people that couldn't keep their mouths shut, you want to turn to the soothing Hopper Pot distilled McCarthy's single malt whiskey. It's made in Portland, Oregon by the Clear Creek Distillery, and it's the only American single malt whiskey, and it's the one that I always trust. McCarthy's. It's good for you, and it'll keep those demons from coming at night.
And that's why I like to hang out with comedians.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see a banker do that.
But some of this furniture, I'm having weird flashbacks to green rooms in comedy clubs. Is this stuff? Because I saw the Catch a Rising Star sign. Did you salvage stuff from?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my girl Ashley.
Because wasn't there for a while. There was a weird design style book for comedy clubs in the 80s.
That's in the book too, about there's a funny passage where he first walks into the club and wherever he was on the road, and it was the Groucho on the wall. The Groucho
in neon.
W.C. Fields, and Charlie Chaplin.
And you remember Andy Kindler's joke about that.
as if we were following in their footsteps.
Yes, but his joke was, why drag them into it? What did they do? Why do they have to be part of this?
No, as if we were following in the footsteps of W.C. Fields.
Yeah, yes, this is weird. I'm the continuation.
Charlie Chaplin, W.C. Fields, these geniuses of comedy. And
then Patton Oswalt yammering about a date that went wrong.
Right.
By the way, talking about dealing with crowds, there's this great Andy Kindler set on David Letterman where, it's like his third set because he went on twice and killed. And his third set, there's a chunk of it that he's getting nothing. This is a Letterman set. And then he does a joke, and it's a very weird joke, and it gets nothing. And then he just says, folks, I don't write this stuff. And then people just explode. It's like he handled what you said, a bad crowd, but on national TV. I'm sorry, it's an amazing moment. But those moments of, you must have so many memories of someone that was dealing with a bad crowd and then turned it around on a horrible night where you're like, this night could have been this. forgotten Thursday night, and then I turn the last 15 minutes into something transcendent. That's why we keep doing it.
Well, that's not why I kept doing it. I mean, I don't want that painful experience. I would love it. And, you know, luckily in the last, oh, God knows how many years of doing this, I never had a bad moment because I was older and the crowd liked me to begin with, and and I'm a professional, and I didn't, you know, but in those first 10 years, I mean, there's so many nights like that, and I don't remember any instances of what you're talking about, of turning it around. You could call it that. What I saw and what I learned to do with a bad crowd is just stay with it. Just don't acknowledge it. And if you don't acknowledge it, my problem at the beginning was I would acknowledge it immediately and blame them. You know, like, what's wrong with you idiots for not getting that great joke I just did?
You got to get over that. But it takes a while to get over that because you're so...
It took me a very long time. And what you can do is if you just, first of all, you have to keep in mind, the audience doesn't know they're bad because they're not comparing it to any other audience. They're not a professional audience person.
Oh, yeah.
They're there on this one night. They think they're doing great. You were remembering last night in Chicago when they were awesome. And now you're here and they suck. And you can't blame them for that.
You know what's amazing? There's a generation of comedians that can call up their own TikTok account in front of an audience and go, "This is the audience last night. You guys are wrong. Watch this. Just watch." Like, they could show you that.
Do they?
No, I'm just saying, if they wanted to, they could.
See, that's what I always wanted to do.
You wanted to show them footage of, see?
I just started to get hard when you said that. That's like such a lifelong dream that I wanted to.
We'll be right back.
After this word from McLaren or McCarthy.
Please.
Are you invested in this company?
No, I just...
Oh, you just like them.
They're so tasty.
God bless you.
McCarthy's has that great, it's a great combination of, it doesn't quite have the smokiness of Lagavulin, but there's smoke, and it doesn't quite have the sweetness of Akantoshan, but it's sweet. See, it is they nailed the... This is a Molotov cocktail made out of hugs. That's what McCarthy's is.
I hate to keep going back to this theme.
Go ahead.
But I just think you're more cultured than me. I mean, you're like, I don't talk about liquor this way. I don't talk about comics, music, and it's okay.
But I'm just...
It doesn't make you a bad person.
Enthusiastic about stuff, and when I'm one of those guys that if I like something, then I got to know everything about it. You know what I mean? Like, then I got to go back and listen to everything or watch everything. If there's a...
Are you a YouTube, like, get into the YouTube?
For as far as YouTube can take you, but there's a lot of stuff that you got to either go to the... You still got to... I'm very, very happy that there are certain things still got to go to the record store and find the vinyl. Still got to... I'm also very lucky that I'm friends with people like Blaine Capatch, who is my entry into all this obscure music. I've become friends... Do you listen to a podcast called A History of Rock and Roll in 500 Songs?
No.
Oh, dude. This guy, Andrew Hickey, who I've become friends with, and he knows every little side road about every song you've ever... It's fascinating, and I just love learning all the stories about this stuff.
Does he have the right 500 songs that he's talking about? Because, like...
Here's the thing. He even does an episode where he goes, this is called A History of Rock and Roll in 500 Songs. It is not the history. It is my history, and a lot of this is wrong.
It's not wrong.
And you should argue with it.
It's not wrong. It's just personal.
Yeah.
Like, the silliest thing you can ever say to somebody, I think, is, you know, you don't like this song?
Oh, well, that was me, again, that was me in my 20s. And but maturing is now going... I used to go like, you haven't seen Apocalypse Now? But now I'm like, oh, you're going to get to see it for the first time. I'm never going to get to do that again. I'm really excited. Like, damn, I would give anything to see that movie for the first time again. So, like, as you get older, you get that, you know, I'm not trying to win any argument. There's so much of comedy and culture. They've added this weird sports element to it of this person wins, this person owns, or this person... It is different every single day. There's no best actor. There's no best comedian. It's everyone doing their best job every single day. And some days you can just nail it, and other days you don't. And it doesn't end the world, and you keep showing up and doing it. And that's the best way to pursue art.
And also,
I wish it just wasn't ranked all the time.
I think, I mean, you have much more experience with acting than I do.
Dude, you were in DC Cab. I mean,
I wasn't.
I'm never going to top that.
No, you did.
You had the deal. You were in between Gary Busey and Mr. T. I mean, I can't.
No, but you've had quite a career as an actor.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
The fuck up. No one's buying that. I'm very lucky. What are we on? What are we on? Entertainment Tonight?
No. Listen, there is an element of luck to everything.
Oh, that's true. But you're also like I was going to say, because you were going on about how like we have good days and bad days. To the audience, we don't notice it. Like I never once watched you and thought, boy, he's having a bad day. I'm like, he's doing his thing, which works. I mean, that movie you did, The Big Fan.
Oh, boy.
It's a great movie. And that's maybe me being a cultural vulture, because that's not like, you know, I'm sure the biggest box office earner of that year.
Oh, boy.
But what a great movie. And also the one you did with Charlize.
Charlize.
What's that one?
Young Adult.
Young Adult is a awesome movie, and you're, I mean, yeah, you did it as good as anybody does.
Well, that, with Charlize, that was really helpful because, yes, I did work very hard. That was the first time I really worked with an acting coach.
That's another awesome movie.
What?
Adult World.
No. Oh, the animated one that.
No, Young Adult.
Young Adult.
So good.
Yeah.
Just such a, like, you know, they make, yes, most movies are stupid and spandex and you know, shooting rays at the end of your fingers, and but they still make these kind of movies.
Absolutely.
They still make them.
And they always will.
And there's a certain group of, like, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, Pharisees of the business who are mad at us because we won't see them in the theater. Like, you need to see it with a group of people, and it's better if everyone's laughing. You know, I don't give a shit if everyone's laughing. I care if I'm laughing. I'm not going to laugh because you're laughing.
But I will, okay.
See, because you're a culture vulture. You want them to go to the theater.
It's a different experience. If you go see it in a theater,
yeah,
I'm telling you.
I'm not in bed. That's how different it is. I can't go to the bathroom for 2 seconds and come back to it. I can't snuggle. I mean, it's just, of course,
I've had moments in theaters with people that have changed the way I have looked at films and made those, and reminded me how even deeper and more amazing those movies were, because, and I'm sure there were people that
I don't want to be
will tell you, like, I got a deeper appreciation of this band because I saw them in concert. Like, okay, I'll give you an example.
Well, yes.
I always thought PJ Harvey was perfectly fine. I liked her music. And then one night I was at the Viper Room. I was going to go see a band called Metal Shop, which is this really fun band. And PJ Harvey went up with her bassist and just worked out the new songs from the City, Songs from the Sea. Just the rawest. And it made me completely, I was like, I did not know this dimension of her.
It would make me take heroin.
Oh,
see, again,
she was amazing.
I'm sure it was.
Oh my God, it's like my top 5 concert experiences.
I'll bet
and me and 40 people saw it.
I'm so opposite. I mean, we would definitely not be a good married couple.
No, because all we would do is fight.
All we do is fight.
But you know what? The liquor would make it okay. It would smooth
and
out.
And the sex would be hot because it would be like
sex. Because it'd be so angry.
Exactly.
It'd be so angry. And you and I are at that weird, this isn't like you and Seth MacFarlane. We would fight over who's the bottom. Like, we could almost argue week to week, like, how is it changing? We'd always be on the edge of our seats.
It's true. That is the gayest relationship I had that's not actually gay.
Yeah.
But I love him because it is that way.
Yeah.
It's great. But no, PJ Harvey, I know the name. I wouldn't know her if I fell over in my sleep. Maybe she's fantastic. I'll give her a try also on your recommendation.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
But the idea of liking something in its rawest form, I don't even like usually when they put out posthumous recordings of stuff where they were working on it. It's like,
a lot of that's terrible, but...
Like, no, you made the right decision when you put out, you know, the version you put out generally. Like, the Beatles put out Anthology in 1995. They put out 25 years after they broke up, they said, "No, okay, we're going to go to the vault. We're tired of people, first of all, just bootlegging it. Let's do it officially." And of course, anything Beatles is going to make a fortune. And it was great. And they put out 2 new tracks where the 3 of them did something that Lennon had.
Free as a Bird.
I like those songs.
Oh, I hated those.
I love those songs.
Those songs were
great,
necrophilia.
Great pop songs.
Necrophilia.
Free as a Bird, and what's the other one?
What was the other one?
Oh, I know it. I'm just stoned. I can't think.
You know,
of it.
Wait, you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Bill Maher.
Do you?
Are you cool saying this on camera? Bill Maher smokes weed.
If they haven't caught on by now, I tell you, this country's dimmer than I thought it would be. But like in general, I listen to the outtakes. You know, the other there's a couple where I would say I think they got it wrong. I like there's a version of Glass Onion from the White Album that I like better. There's a version of Good Morning, which is on Sgt. Pepper, which is at least as good, a little more raw without giving up any of the production value. One After 909, which they originally recorded when they were a young band and they never got to it. And then they did it on the Let It Be album, their last album. So they brought back something they were doing when they were a club band in 1963.
And they're playing in German strip clubs.
And they were. And they did not do it as well as I thought the first time. Other than that, they basically got it right. They put out the best version.
Well, George Martin got it right.
Like me, just the young man in the 22nd row. That's all I am.
That's all I want. Yeah. And look, listen. I get that, but I'm saying that when I'm talking about going to see a movie, you're not watching a raw thing. And with someone like PJ Harvey, who is such a bust her ass writing songs, she wasn't going up going, I don't know if this is going to work. Like, these were songs she was about to record and was ready to record, and everything landed like a fucking flechette grenade. It was 40 people in this room were just blown away.
Well, you were.
So those moments like that, I really live for those. Those moments when the artist themselves is just as surprised as the audience. Those are amazing.
But I bet you my reaction would be, there's something here which is great. Now come back when you finish this record.
By the way, listen, there are certain things. For a while, I remember in the mid '90s, they toured a version of The Big Sleep, Humphrey Bogart's The Big Sleep, and they toured Howard Hawks'
the Marlowe novel.
The Marlowe novel
made into a movie with
Howard Hawks with
first Humphrey Bogart. Right?
No, not the first Humphrey Bogart.
What?
Humphrey Bogart had played Sam Spade before that in Maltese Falcon.
Isn't The Big Sleep Sam Spade?
No, Big Sleep is Philip Marlowe.
Philip Marlowe. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So Philip Marlowe's Raymond.
And it was redone with, what's Barbra Streisand's first husband? Elliot Gould.
But
redone in the 70s.
No.
Was it not?
I don't want to be a nerd here, but
no, tell me.
Sam Spade is Dashiell Hammett, and that was Maltese Falcon.
Yes.
And Maltese Falcon is a remake that had been made twice before, horribly, and then John Huston showed up and nailed it.
Oh, really?
And then Howard Hawks made The Big Sleep, and that's Philip Marlowe, which is Raymond Chandler. Elliot Gould did The Long Goodbye, which is another Raymond Chandler.
Okay.
And that movie is incredible, and especially it's incredible. Go back and watch it and think of it as Philip Marlowe has, for some reason, zapped forward in time to early 70s LA and can't quite handle that he's zapped forward in time and is kind of bullshitting his way through it. There are so many brilliant things going on in that movie.
The original.
The one that Robert Altman did.
Altman.
But what I'm saying is, the
remake.
They toured The Big Sleep.
Robert Altman did The Long Goodbye?
Robert Altman did The Long Goodbye.
Okay.
It's so good.
Well, he's a very distinctive style.
Yes, and he
You either love it, MASH.
MASH,
great.
It's great, but when you go back and watch it, you forget how absolutely mean-spirited that film was. It's about a bunch of people that are basically in hell, and they're just eating each other alive.
I like the TV show better. Because that's me.
Yeah. The movie is brilliant, but the best Altman is McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and it's not even close.
Oh, that's Warren Beatty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Have you seen McCabe and Mrs. Miller?
I'm sure I did a million years ago.
Bill.
I know. It's a Western There's a whore, right?
Yeah, he's trying to build a whorehouse.
He's trying to build a whorehouse? That's the
It's
plot?
about Bill, how have you not seen that? This is
I think I just forgot
it's a guy trying to build a whorehouse in a little town.
I'm going to watch it tonight right after I listen to PJ Harvey.
And Julie Christie shows up and hands him his ass. And it's like, you don't know what you're doing. Here's what you got to do. And it's incredible.
The important part in real life is that he was fucking her.
Well, why? Look, if you're, by the way, if you're Warren Beatty and Julie Christie in the early 70s, you both look at each other and go, we should fuck each other. I mean, what do we do at this point? We're the hottest people on the planet. What are we supposed to do? But getting back to The Big Sleep, and I'll make it really quick, they toured a version of it where they toured the Howard Hawks cut, where they tried to stay close to the novel. And there's the studio cut where the studio came in and went, more banter between Bogey and Bacall. Don't worry about the plot. Just have these two. And in that movie, their banter is sexy in today's terms. It's like so flagrant. And you're like, I can't believe, did audiences not know what they were talking about? You know, you watch the version that Howard Hawks shot and cut where he's like, I want this to adhere to the plot. You're like, sometimes the studio's right. Sometimes the studio comes in and goes, just these two flirting with each other.
The studio's often right because it's their money.
Well,
yeah,
I'm going to disagree.
Sometimes, not always. But like, who cut The Godfather? I don't know if it was. I mean, Robert Evans said it was him.
Well, Robert Evans, let's take everything he said with a grain of salt for the gods. I mean, yes, Robert Evans. Yes, he says he was the guy who rescued The Godfather. He's also the guy that made Jade and The In-Laws and Phase 4, for God's sakes. He's not, let's not go to him for, what's great cinema, Robert? I remember one time.
That's great.
I told Coppola, you made a movie, and you cut a drive-in movie, and you made a dick. You got to go back, you got to cut it again. That's what you got to do.
That's a dead-on Robert Evans.
Well, I do a whole, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do a whole bit because I was obsessed with Robert Evans' audiobook, The Kid's Name.
We all were.
I would drive the Hollywood Hills just listening to it over and over again. And I do a whole bit about him because remember at the end of his life when he did those radio ads for ESPN and they were so nonsensical and it almost had nothing to do with sports. I was just like, that guy should be hawking everything.
You know, Bob Odenkirk used to do a bit.
Oh.
You know the bit?
Well, they did a thing. God.
As Robert Evans. Sunsets, I make plenty of them, baby.
This is dedicated to my son, Jesus. I learn something from you every day.
He did this.
But I did my Robert Evans bit for Mr. Show Me to Robert Evans. Anyway, but yeah.
No, it's such a good Robert Evans.
Oh, because you basically what I say is...
It's such a great character to inhabit.
Well, also because he did so much coke, he was left with one vampire disco coke nostril at the end of his life. Like, what the fuck is he going to... There's no other way for him to talk.
You're right.
I remember one time I was doing a film, and Brian Denny, he came into my trailer, and he punched me right in the solar plexus, and I ejaculated my central nervous system. And that's, like, this story's made no sense.
I used to go over to his house.
Wait, you met him?
Met him.
Did you hang out on the screening?
I was in his bed a lot.
Yeah, he was always in his bed.
He was always in his bed. I mean, I know that sounds like salacious, but nothing was going on there.
No, he did all his business.
There were 8 people, like, watching some silly movie he wanted us to watch, or some silly, like, semi...
You got to do that?
Oh, many times.
God fucking damn it. I'm going to need 3 more bottles of scotch.
Yeah.
So I had a friend that took a meeting over at his house. You know, the house with all the flowers and the fountain.
Oh, I know it well.
That Jack Nicholson bought for him. Because remember, he lost the house and Jack Nicholson went, I'm buying it back for you.
Is that the hot tub where Jack Nicholson, like, pimped out? Who's this? Who?
No, that was at Nicholson's house. That was not it. Hey, let's not besmirch Robert Evans here, okay?
No, but...
No, you're thinking of Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski.
That was in Nicholson's hot tub.
It was in Nicholson's hot tub.
Yes.
See, if you leave a bar and you're drunk, they can sue the bar. I'm not sure that shouldn't apply to hot tubs, and I love Jack Nicholson, but I'm just asking as a question. Like, if someone gets fucked in the ass in your hot tub, is the hot tub owner somewhat responsible?
See, these are the cases the Supreme Court should be hearing, not this bullshit about we're litigating the 2020 election.
Yes,
we need to bring back the... a friend of mine had a meeting over at Robert Evans' house. He was pitching them something, and at one point, she went to use. She goes, "I need the restroom." He goes, "Well, it's down the hall to the right." And she goes on the hall and she passes a room, and there's this huge dining room at the end of the table. Slash from Guns N' Roses is sitting there eating sausages. No one's around him. He's just eating sausages. And then she went back, and she felt like if it was like 1:30 in the afternoon. She goes, "I felt like if it was 1:30 and Slash wasn't eating sausages, something had gone horribly wrong." On the way back, did you see Slash eating sausages? No, I didn't see anybody. Okay, I got to go call the police right now because something's gone terrible.
I mean, show people.
There's no people like show people.
There are not.
No.
There really are not. I mean, that's literally true. If people think that they are different, you're right. Like that whole stars are just like us. They're not.
No.
They're not.
Why?
For both good and bad.
Good, exactly, good and bad.
I mean, they are.
Athletes are not like us. Everyone that like criticizes, oh my God, Michael Jordan needed to be as crazy as he was to be the champion. He needed to think he was a demigod.
Why do you think he's crazy? Because he got a lot of pussy?
No, because the way he thought about it, he could not ever lose. It was a mania with him, but it made him what he was. He had that genius.
Yeah.
But when you're touched by that genius, a lot of people, they try to make bargains with it, like, oh, I got to be normal. And he's like, but I'm not normal.
Right.
I'm a genius, and I'm at another level, and I'm just going to accept it.
Right. And that's also was why, like, he loved gambling.
He could, but that's what made him brilliant.
The gambling?
Yeah. No. Not to, kids, gambling is a shortcut to greatness. No, he couldn't not be the best in the room. Remember that weren't they shooting like free throws, and everyone he missed, like these kids would get like a certain amount of money for like some orphanage, and he didn't miss it. He was like, but I'm right. I can't. I'm Michael Jordan. You picked the wrong guy to do this. Anyone else would happily go, whoops. And he's like, but I'm Michael Jordan.
It was kind of like that with Obama. He used to have this pickup game.
I heard he was vicious.
That he would do, no, quite the opposite. That he would do for pleasure, obviously. It's like, like some people, Trump plays golf 10 times a week. Obama didn't play golf. He wanted to play basketball.
Yeah.
But instead of just having the kind of game I have here when I play a pickup game, which is relaxed and fun, and we don't take it.
We're being goofballs.
We're being goofballs, and it was like ex-NBA players, and they had a ref, and it was full court, and he would only take like 3 shots a game. It's like, why is that fun? You have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and then you play this super serious game.
Yeah.
But again, it's your point. They can't let it go. That's they're the scorpion. That's who I am.
But sometimes that is what makes a champion. That's what.
Of course,
certain people have to do that.
Right.
We need that.
I mean, he was that. The way he was able to never take the bait. I mean, they tried every which way to get him to be the stereotype they wanted him to be.
And after a while, it was so clear he was having so much fun doing that. He could see them putting the bait on the hook from miles away, like, okay, I'm going to let them think I'm getting close, and I'm just going to fuck with them.
I'm not sure it was always that much fun having to...
No, it was fun for us to watch. For him, I'm sure he was, like, enraged.
I remember once, it was just I love that moment. It was a State of the Union.
I know the one you're talking about.
Really?
And he goes, I have no more races to run. And they all started clapping. He goes, I know, because I won them.
Exactly. You're right. See, we could be married. You're finishing my sentences.
Meredith, listen. We got to...
No, he said, yeah, and I won both of them.
That's right.
It was like
I know I won both of them.
It was like the ultimate mic drop, fuck you, here's my dick in your ass moment.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was so restrained at ever doing that and then did it just at the right moment. I mean, he's on a level. I always said he was the Jackie Robinson of American politics because he was. Not only because he broke the color barrier, but because he did it the way Jackie Robinson did, which was you can't take the bait.
Unflappable.
They're going to scream at you in Cincinnati. When you're on first base, the whole stadium is going to be yelling the N-word. And you just have to forget about it and steal second.
And yeah, I mean,
and he did.
It was so.
And Obama did.
Nothing was more fun than when they would try to. They think they would find something that would own him, like the picture of him in college smoking, and they would release the photos. And it was the coolest fucking photo you're like, I would pay a stylist $1,000 and they would not make me look that good. And he's just sitting in a dorm having a cigarette. Like, you wouldn't. And then like the next day they're like, they would never mention again because everyone's like, guy looks fucking awesome. And I just, fuck, God damn it. Like, I just loved every attempt to try to own him, just backfired so horribly. And by the way, it was the same thing with AOC. Remember when they found the damning video of AOC dancing and drinking with her friends on the roof at college? Or like, and this is a Congress person, and she looks so happy and beautiful and cool, and you're like, oh, they think this is ending her career because they never did this.
Yeah, but
they were never that comfortable to do this.
Yeah, and if she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
Well, she just doesn't. She's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
and that, I mean, the New York Times, of all people, the people I've been like squabbling with for the last 7, 8, 10 years, whatever, when I was all about, you know, Democrats have gone too far left, they just put out a huge editorial basically saying exactly what I've been saying.
What, that she's too far left?
Yes, and that the only way the Democrats will ever win again, not that the Republicans are probably going to give it back, is to be more moderate. But we don't have to argue about her. I mean, she has.
If people think she's too far left, then that shows another way this country's broken right now.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily broken in that way, but it just shows how the country is not there. That is not where the country is, and if you don't,
unfortunately, okay, that's the one thing, and I hate to admit this. This country is not as mature as it thinks it is. We elected Obama, and clearly the country freaked out. We're still living in that freak out. We are not as progressed and evolved and intelligent as we think we are because we keep freaking out about this stuff.
Well,
you know?
The left freak out, too. The left freaked out about a lot of bullshit, too.
What did they freak out about?
Gender, race, parenthood, schools, homelessness, crime, the border, education. Like we stopped being a scientific people. Like it's not scientific.
But the left certainly stayed scientific.
No, they didn't.
Why not?
Because they think gender bullshit that they went way too far with. That's not scientific.
But how did I'm not trying to. How did they go too far with like gender stuff? And I'm not trying to be,
instead of if I was teaching children, what I would teach them is there is a default setting for the human being, which is heterosexuality, but that doesn't mean every person is that, and we should completely respect everyone who isn't that. But we understand that that's called a minority, and what makes us a great country is that we respect minorities. We don't think they're lesser just because they're lesser in numbers. That's not what we started to teach, which was that every baby is, I don't know, let's not even put it on the birth certificate. That's what they wanted.
Were we teaching that?
Yes, we were.
When were we teaching that?
Teaching it was a law here in California. See,
to teach what?
Don't put sex on the birth certificate. We'll see. Now, we've passed that period now.
I'm sorry, I don't remember that. I mean,
I know, because it doesn't get in the blue sky bubble.
Wait a minute, I'm not just on blue sky.
I really think that's a lot of it, is that some of this stuff doesn't get in to everybody's media.
I'm of a mind, because I remember the African-American community was always saying there's brutality from the cops. Everyone said, oh, that's ridiculous. Stop it, this is all myth. And then cops started wearing body cameras, and lo and behold, there's all this footage of violence towards black people.
There was also a lot of footage of violence that they did on white people, but that didn't make it into videos. You see, nobody cared about that. Not that it excuses the other.
I'm just saying, whenever a minority expresses fear and trepidation and like, hey, please help us, this is going on, I tend now to believe them. I tend now to believe the minority.
I always believe them.
Whenever they say, hey, this is going on and this is really terrifying. Now, if you're saying the left went too far with gender, maybe that was a function of, okay, these people are scared, they're being targeted, and we're watching them be targeted right now. We're watching transgender people be targeted in a very aggressive way. So
we are? Where?
Oh my God.
Where are they being targeted? I mean, like everybody is being targeted to a degree. I feel like,
but not scapegoated the way that transgender people are.
Scapegoated for what? Who's scapegoating them?
Every school, every shooting is a transgender person.
Not every the ones that are.
But that's how they frame it, though, and that's how they're. You talked about my blue sky bubble, but the Newsmax, Fox bubble that's what's feeding those people.
Sweetheart, my editorial last week was tearing.
He called me sweetheart.
Was tearing Fox News a new asshole.
Good.
Because they reported on this. And
I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm saying in general.
I'm just saying it pissed me off so much that I did a whole thing on it, where, I had done an editorial a couple of weeks earlier, which was about, let's have a grand bargain where the woke stops with their far left bullshit on the woke stuff, and the right wing stops being authoritarian and trying to just change the nature of this country. And they only reported the first half. They only reported the part where I was tearing the left a new asshole. And I said, you fucking liars, stop doing this. You do this every week.
Because they want you on their side. They want any celebrity on their side.
They want to please their readers and listeners.
But they also want to say, Bill's on our side.
Correct.
He gets it.
Correct. But the left wing does it to me too, because they want people to think I'm a conservative. So they'll only report the part that I say about criticizing the left, which is just as gross. It's all gross. Anytime you're lying, you're gross to me. You're an asshole and I hate you. Just be honest, and whatever it is, we can talk. But once you start lying, I'm over you. I'm completely over you. So, sincere disagreements, yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're going to disagree on this, but
that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's what friends do.
But also, it just feels like. Obviously, you've heard the term extinction burst.
Extinction burst.
Where before a thing dies, like let's say the dinosaurs, that's when they become the loudest and the most violent and crazy. And it's like right before the Civil Rights Act passed, that's when the hoses and the dogs and the billy clubs came out, because they knew the change was coming. Just like you said earlier, an audience can be this weird organism that the dominant people can kind of sense, and they guide the thing. When an extinction burst comes, that side, in this case, the old, very, very conservative, very, very kind of anti-gay, anti-woke side, knows that its time is becoming limited.
That's
so
true.
They do their biggest, loudest, most violent, thing. And I feel like that's what we're seeing right now.
There is definitely a lot of that, for sure.
Yeah.
There is definitely a lot of, this country is becoming something we don't recognize anymore. And some of that is valid. I mean, what's going on in England right now is a lot of that. I mean, like,
what's going on in England?
Again, not in the bubble.
Okay, well,
doesn't get in the bubble.
Don't wait a minute. Just tell
me. It really
me.
Doesn't. It's a big. I don't even want to start with it, but
okay.
It's like just a lot of violence, protests, immigration, cities that Andrew Sullivan, for example, says are places that my grandfather would not even recognize anymore as British. Like, immigration is great.
Yeah.
Anything can be too much. And it's become Islamicized, to put it briefly.
Anything can be too much, but a lot of times the way that things are framed and represented is also amplified so that they can make their point.
But like, do you know about the what do they call it when they get kids to grooming, the grooming scandal?
No.
See, that's a big story.
This is in the UK.
Yes, that went on from like the 80s to the present, and it wasn't.
You're talking about the royal family.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about Pakistani men who were immigrants who were grooming poor, impoverished white girls mostly in these things, and making them into prostitutes and sex slaves and like really nasty shit. that would pass for more normal in a traditional Pakistani society where women are not considered equal citizens. And if you don't understand that, and that gender apartheid is the #1 issue that you woke people should be concerned with but seem not to be, then right away we're not really seeing the world as the same way. And I think I'm seeing it much more clearly.
Yeah, but
gender apartheid should be your #1 issue. If you really care about oppression, like a lot, I'm talking about hundreds of millions of the world's women, and it's mostly because of the tenets of Islam, to be perfectly honest about it. And this is what's going on in England, and this is why England is having a big problem these days, because in the interest of DEI, they are allowing practices that are so illiberal, which is the great irony. This is the least liberal thing you could be, is treating women as a second-class citizen and getting away with shit like this.
I'm not someone that wants to slam a steel door down on stuff that I don't know about or agree with. We have each other's emails. I'll read, send me stuff to read.
And I'll listen to PJ Harvey.
And we'll be totally even.
You should read up about UK. And
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of the legitimate things that you're probably talking about right now are also being weaponized and amplified to use against people in this country that shouldn't be being attacked now or vilified or made to feel unsafe.
But it concerns me that this didn't get on your radar. Because if something can't get on your radar, somebody who is as perceptive, intelligent, understanding of what a broad perspective
but
of
when
history,
you say my radar, what am I not reading or seeing that, where is this being reported?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, let me know.
You don't
I read The Guardian. I read the,
far left.
Yeah. Far left, but I mean, it's still, they have standards.
But they don't. They don't.
But if you're telling me to read The Sun, I'm not going to read The Sun about this.
The free press. There's a place that plays it both ways.
Okay.
But I want to go back to something more important. You say the dinosaurs went apeshit at the end? I mean, I want to know exactly what that looked like. You say the dinosaurs because they knew the end was coming.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Well, they started, their podcast went crazy. No, it was that after whatever the media hit down in, was it New Mexico or Arizona, and the climate started changing, suddenly these weird little furry mutant mammal things that were hiding in the bushes while the lizards roamed the
savannah.
The savannah or whatever the human thing was. They did, I'm sure the last Triceratops or T-Rex, I don't know what different epochs they were in. I know there was the Jurassic and the Cetacean and stuff like that, but I'm sure the last one that went down in the tar pit made the loudest noise. And then the quiet little mammals came in, and then that was us. That was us hiding in the bushes, waiting for these terrifying lizards to go away, and then we took over.
We weren't around. There was no us.
No. Our ancestors were. Those little furry, stinky mammals in the bush, that was our ancestors.
Stinky mammals, not people.
No, not people, but it's all part of a continuum.
Because you're talking about 250 million years ago.
Yes.
And when did humans make their emergence? 100,000 years ago. I mean, Homo sapiens are very recent.
Right.
I mean, humans.
And the Anthropocene is even more recent. Where we actually get to affect the planet is even more recent.
I mean, Lucy, remember when they found Lucy?
Lucy the fossil.
Lucy was 2.5 million years ago. So again, that's a long way from the dinosaurs.
Right.
But Lucy was, they found her, in the 80s, about 4'2" woman.
A hobbit.
But she was a humanoid, walked upright.
Yeah.
But short and to the point.
Short and to the point.
No.
I'm just saying that we are seeing, when you say humanoid, we are seeing blank, I don't know what the term is, oid version of where humanity and culture is going to evolve to in the next 100 years. And the people that can't let go of that, and it gets back to my thing about John Wayne and the Searchers, there needs to be a generation that is, maybe Gen X will be able to do that, to walk the fuck away and go, I did my part, and get the fuck out of the way.
I got to see The Searchers.
You've never seen The Searchers?
No, and I feel bad about it.
Well, no.
No, really.
I'm, again.
Is it John Ford?
John Ford. John Wayne, and I'm really jealous you've never seen The Searchers.
Because I have the experience and you don't.
You're gonna get. I've seen that movie. I'm actually really pissed. You're gonna get to see The Searchers.
Right.
I'll have you over. I have a little screening room in my house. I want to watch The Searchers with you. I want to see how you react to it.
Oh God, this is how it starts.
No, it's not gonna.
Okay,
Meredith,
I see where this is going.
It's not gonna.
No, you're in love with your wife. I saw you out together.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we had that dinner, and you were like,
she's awesome.
You were luxurious. Do you know that word?
Luxurious. I don't know that word.
Wow.
What's luxurious?
It's luxurious without the L, and it means excessively devoted to your wife.
I can't take my eyes off of her.
That's luxurious.
She is. Yeah.
You should put that in a card to her.
I gotta say, I treat you luxuriously and always will.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you get rewarded for that, I hope?
Hopefully this will be the thing that pushes me over the edge. By the way, she was one of the last people that saw Orson Welles before he died.
I watched The Third Man last night.
No shit.
He didn't direct it.
No.
I always thought he did.
But
it's his company.
But he wrote the whole Cuckoo Clock monologue, which is one of the best monologues ever. Ever.
Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
And that ending sequence in the sewers, which they've redone, not redone, but ripped off.
Not only have they redone
Marathon Man, there's other ones where they're in the sewers.
Oh, they've reused
now everybody wants to be in the sewer.
They've reused that footage in movies. I just watched a terrible Lon Chaney movie called The Indestructible Man, and they use shots from The Third Man in the sewers as they're chasing him. They're just like, well, we need a couple of shots. We're not going to go down the sewers. Let's just use. So Carol Reed did it.
I'm very curious. When you get into bed with your luxurious wife, and you decide at the end of the night, what are we going to watch, right? Because every couple has to do this.
Yeah.
What do you? Now you just said you watched. What did you just watch?
I didn't watch The Indestructible Man with my wife. She's like, I'm not fucking watching this.
How do you decide what to watch when you have these kind of cultivated tastes that you do?
Because
me, I don't have this problem.
Well, that's actually kind of
I'm not cultured like you.
Either we will watch something new. We went and saw One Battle After the Other in VistaVision at the Vista. Did you see that in a theater?
No.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but I am prepared to
You haven't seen
I'm prepared to shit on it.
You get to...
Everybody who I know, who I trust, who saw it, tells me it's too, stupid woke. But I'm reserving judgment. I have not seen it. That's not my opinion.
The people who think it's stupid woke do not understand. Oh, my God. All right.
It's not my opinion. I haven't seen it.
No, I know.
I can't wait to see it.
But I'm jealous. Actually, you'll get to see this
That's
movie.
Almost the exact opposite of the truth. I totally can wait to see it. That's why I don't go to see movies in the theaters, because they all come to my bed.
Go to the fucking Vista and see it with a fucking audience.
If I was an audience, I don't want an audience.
There's a moment at the end of the
You know what? I'll bring
Searchers.
an audience into my bedroom. How about that? I'll bring in 10 people, a focus group, and it's like, you stay over there, you stay over there.
There's a moment at the end of The Searchers. I saw it one year at the New Beverly. This is back in the 90s, the 5th time I saw it. And there's a very specific moment in that movie when it happens, and the couple, the young 20-something couple behind me gasped, and they were like, they clearly had that energy about them of someone said this movie's important, I should go see it, and they were watching it, and then they're enthralled with it, and then when the thing happens, they were like, oh, fuck, it's amazing.
It did blow their mind.
It actually blew their mind, and it will blow your mind, too, only because most of the movies you love from the early 70s are just remakes of The Searchers. Close Encounters, Taxi Driver, Hardcore, Star Wars are just remakes of The Searchers.
That's such a broad buffet.
Isn't that insane?
Of movies.
But when you watch a movie, you're like, oh my God, they just kept remaking The Searchers.
I don't want to spoil it for myself and the audience to ask what this connecting tissue is that makes The Searchers also relevant to those 4 other movies, because they're so different, those movies.
Someone is there. Someone is trying to rescue someone who does not want to be rescued.
Okay.
And the rescuer is more about, doesn't realize at the very end, oh, I'm trying to rescue, it's something that's missing in me.
Okay, did you see 50 First Dates?
Oh my God. What the
Because I feel like
hang on.
that's very much the same thing.
I need to go put my head in the toilet. Wait, I'm sorry. No, that, wait. Did you see
I'm just fucking with you with that one, but...
By the way, that's a ridiculously charming movie. The scene where, oh my God, why am I blanking? When Nick Swardson dives off the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean...
Charming as hell.
Well, yeah. Drew Barrymore cannot help but be charming.
She is like offensively charming to the point where I think some of her movies were hurt by how charming she was. Like she was trying to do some more kind of darker stuff, and it's like, but you're Drew Barrymore. Like she just radiates sunshine. It's ridiculous.
I know. I mean, I had her here recently, and we sat on that bench there and did the show, and it went for 3.5 hours. And I thought, oh, we've been here for like an hour. Oh,
that's right, because she's so chill and cool.
Yeah, and because she used to live here.
That's right.
She used to own this room.
Wow. So hang on. Is that, wait a minute, is that why we're getting along? Is that why our beef went? Because she left her essence in this room and we were able to get by all of our...
No, it's because we're old.
Yeah, it's because we're old. We don't give a shit.
We're old and we're wiser.
We're wiser. And also,
and
you fight about shit. I remember exactly what our beef was, by the way.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know, it's like, whatever it was probably similar to the little argument we just had.
Yes.
But now, we're not dumb fucking 12-year-old twats.
Yeah.
So we said, we're not going to agree on this.
Right, we're not going to solve that shit.
And so what?
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Like, basically, as I always say to my woke friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost. Good night.
What was Judy?
I'm not trying to start.
What was Judy Tenuta like?
Judy Tenuta. Is Judy still with us?
No, she's not. No, she. By the way, I just went on the road. I had never done Wyoming or Montana. Those are the only 2 states I'd never done. So I'm like, I want to do these states.
Do you remember when I tried so hard to get you to go to Hawaii with me?
My schedule fucked me. It wasn't you. It was my schedule fucked me.
Sweetheart, I'm not busting your balls on it. I'm just saying that...
Called me sweetheart twice.
I'm just telling you that, it's been a while since I wanted to get to know you, because that was like the ultimate get-to-know-you trip.
That would have been great.
It was perfect.
And then, by the way, talk about getting a kick in the nuts afterwards. The show that I couldn't do, didn't like Eddie Vedder and Willie Nelson show up to it? It was like this.
They showed up every year.
Every stoner
every year, because Eddie went on vacation there.
Yeah.
Every year he opened the show for me, and at the end we would sing "Smile," the Charlie Chaplin song, and he would
smile though your heart is dying. Smile even though you're. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't think I didn't get a ton of shit from Meredith about, we had a chance to smoke weed with Willie Nelson. What the fuck is wrong with you? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went to Wyoming, Montana with Emo Phillips. Have you seen Emo Phillips recently?
Can I tell you my brief emo story?
Yeah.
I did a show in London, and it was like a show they would bring you over there. It was 1992.
The Underground?
Whatever it was, they paid for the air ticket.
Let's go.
My girlfriend at the time and I were like, let's make a English vacation. We had an awesome English vacation, and that started there because they paid for the ticket. And Emo was on the show, and I remember we went to the rehearsal, and I walked in like I was scheduled to go next, and they said, he's on stage, and it's just sound check.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, just tell us what your closing line is. They wanted to know so they could go.
Mm-hmm.
And Emo said... And that's my solution to the Jewish question. And I thought what you thought about when you said at the beginning of the show, like, oh, maybe that is funnier than me. Maybe I wouldn't have had the guts to say that.
I was always a fan of his, but I did not realize how fucking good his joke writing was.
Oh, so good.
It's like on this...
Was he kind of Stephen Wright before Stephen Wright?
Oh, absolutely. He was Mitch Hedberg before Mitch Hedberg. He was Stephen Wright before Stephen Wright. And he was this weird... He hides real darkness inside this whimsical little human marionette. And it takes... And there's nothing more fun than sitting backstage and watching the audience catch up with how dark the joke was that they just heard. because it's from the most sweet.
Like that one.
Well, he went on stage and goes, "I've never understood." I got to do it in his voice. "I've never understood non-alcoholic beer. That's like giving a child molester a midget in a Boy Scout uniform." Oh my God! Just boom, boom, boom.
Is he still with us?
Yes,
Let's get him here.
You should have him. I mean,
I totally am going to.
You
know him?
Oh yeah, we exchange books all the time. He's a big bibliophile, but
Does he still go and do shows?
Oh yeah, but his writing. I know you just had Woody Allen on the show, but can I tell you his Woody Allen joke? Or is it, all right,
please.
Woody Allen met Sun Yi when she was 9 years old. Waited till she was 18 to sleep with her. Patience of a saint.
Oh, yeah. I got to get this guy here.
There's not a single ounce of fat on any joke he writes.
Why don't we see him more?
Because
times changed?
Well, times changed, and also he was just like, I'm an amazing joke writer. Why do I now have to learn TikTok and Insta? I mean, he's learning it.
I'm that guy too.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't need to.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's still like, again, he's beloved. His fans know how amazing he is. They know, like, the people that come to see him know that he's writing the best. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen the movie Pig with Nicolas Cage.
No.
Oh, dude. All right, I need to have you over. We need to fucking educate you.
Oh, here we go.
But he's this, he's this guy that the people that know he's this chef that cooks food that will literally, like, change your life. And
who?
The character in the movie Pig.
Oh, the character.
Nicolas Cage, yeah.
They make a lot of movies about chefs.
Well, this one is amazing.
I know, but I feel like this is an overdone, right?
Well,
Bradley Cooper did one. Seth Rogen.
But think about actors. It's about obsessives, and that's a really interesting thing to get to play. Someone who's truly obsessed.
I'm not a foodie. I think we talked about this.
I'm a big foodie. Yeah,
right.
I'm a big foodie.
I think
You're
we talked about this on the nutrition night.
And you've also said, like, you have a weird diet. Like, you'll have, like, carrots for lunch. You're very weird about...
I did not say that.
I
do not have carrots for lunch.
But you said you have a weird diet. I did read an interview saying you have a weird diet.
But you're making a big leap to carrots for lunch. I'm not having carrots for lunch.
Sorry, for breakfast.
No, not breakfast. I do have a weird diet that no one would understand. Oh, some people would understand it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever makes you happy. But I can't even remember, like, what was my big nutritional thing that you picked up on that was good?
You said something about even healthy processed foods, like when you see these.
Oh, right.
Even the ones that say, like, it's gluten-free, it's keto, it's paleo.
Yeah.
There's anything.
Right.
He basically said, anything where you open a bag, it's not good. Don't even bother.
Or a can.
Yeah,
right.
They just don't bother.
Well, in general.
It was such an easy metric.
Right.
Like, do you want something that comes out of a can? You can actually buy it fresh. It's like people that go, do you want something on Amazon? That product probably is on another website or its own website. You can go buy it there and not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, there's certain very basic principles about what is actually healthy for you. And of course, a lot of it is about freshness, and a lot about it was what did get on the food when they were growing it.
Yes.
What was growing in the food.
And then what had to be put on the food when it was then canned and then transported.
But even the soil is unhealthy now. Even the soil doesn't. Well, it doesn't have the nutrients you need. I mean, I take sulfur. Like,
I'm sorry, you take sulfur.
Yeah.
What are you, a demon? What are you fucking eating sulfur for?
I am Lucifer.
Sorry. I'm sorry. The vision of you up in the Hollywood Hills. It's time for my sulfur. Sulfur boy. What the fuck? You're eating sulfur.
I know.
Yeah.
And I drink this Jing stuff Whitney.
Did you put that in your booze?
Yeah, Whitney Cummings went off on this. Like,
Oh my God! Don't take any advice from Whitney Cummings.
No, but she just was mocking this as like, this rich person's tincture that you drink, and it's like, I mean, I don't think when people use the word health nut, like I don't think I'm the nutty one that wants to somehow make the things that I put into my body healthier, purer.
I don't mean to laugh. Just as a comic book nerd, Gingold is what the elongated man puts in his drink to give him his stretching powers, and that's what you're fucking.
Hey, whatever works.
By the way,
that's a Woody Allen movie. Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Great one, by the way.
Whatever works. Is that the one with
Larry David?
Christina Ricci?
No.
No. That's Larry David.
So I just said that. Larry David is the surrogate Woody, which is a perfect surrogate Woody. Two people who are very unhappy just being alive, and just like aren't happy unless they're unhappy, and of course then are carriers.
Carriers. That's a great way to put it.
But yeah, it's really good movie, and of course. So much of art always depends on the original conceit. Is it true and is it real? Is it something we haven't really thought that much about? Yeah. Whatever works is a great conceit. Like so many people, I think, do the opposite and have diverted interests in what would make a relationship work and really just get simple. Whatever works.
Or
whatever works. For you.
Whatever works for you.
We're all such individuals. It's so idiosyncratic. What works for you, you got this thing where you're luxurious.
Luxurious.
I got this thing where I'm luxurious.
And luxurious. But what's weird is right now it feels like a lot of the, I'm not even saying this on a political sense, almost on a corporate sense, the people that are in power aren't comfortable with people going, I'm happy with this. They want people to be happy with a very narrow set of choices because they can make money off those narrow choices. If someone's like, I'm good with this over here. You don't have the latest iPhone. You don't have the latest, I don't really need that. I'm actually kind of fine.
I certainly don't.
Yeah.
I mean, people mock me when they see my phone. They think it's like this, and I'm like, sweetheart, I used to use a typewriter.
Yeah,
okay?
That's
so like, you can't shame me for my phone.
That's what I'm trying to go back to. By the way, I'm really going to this. This is, I'm doing this thing where don't look at my phone before 9 a.m. Don't look at my phone after 9 p.m. And is there a way to get a phone that is like I guess you'd call it a jitterbug, the old person's phone, where I'm not constantly tempted by hopping online and looking at shit because
there are days I don't look at my phone.
How do you do that?
Because I was raised at a different time.
Yeah, so you still have that.
It's not native to me. So all of it is a little like doing things left-handed. Anything with technology. You're probably, like most people, a little more up to date on that things, and your brain works better that way.
Yeah.
I would bet your IQ is higher than mine. Doesn't mean you have more common sense, but I
keep tying bags of concrete to my IQ, to the ankles of my IQ with this fucking phone.
I get that too. I don't have to do that.
Yeah,
because I'm lucky. I'm not that cultivated. I'm not that cultured. I'm not that smart.
But there's IQ, there's IQ, but then there's. But then there's smart choices and happiness, which is, I think, worth more than IQ in the long run.
I do too. I feel like there's a happy medium. The Greeks used to have a phrase, the golden mean, and the golden mean was that mean, like something in the middle, between two extremes. For example, courage was the golden mean between cowardice and just being stupid about it.
Right.
You could just be stupid about it.
There's
12 guys. And you just run at all of them.
Right.
It's courageous, but it's stupid.
So dumb.
It's not where the golden mean.
True courage has to have some fear in it. Like, oh no, I know this could be terrifying. I'm going to do it anyway.
And smart.
Yeah.
Let's flank them.
there a way that we don't die doing this? Yeah, that's true courage.
Larry Miller used to have this great bit about Masada. Remember Masada?
Yes.
It was a true story. I mean, when the Romans surrounded the Jews who were holding out in one of the wars. Yes, and they were at this. You can still visit it. It's a fortress on top of a small mountain with a flat top mountain, and they built this castle there. And of course, they were outnumbered, and they knew it was going to end, and so they decided, like 1,000 people, well, let's just kill ourselves and not let the Romans get us, because they'll torture us, and it'll look bad in the press. And Larry's bit was, when they said, okay, let's do this, let's all kill ourselves, one guy must have went, Bill, you had another idea. We build a wall. That just killed me.
Larry Miller.
You had another idea.
Larry Miller's bit about, what is it, the 5 levels of drunkenness?
Oh.
It's like the perfect...
Larry Miller.
It's like the perfect comedic bit.
Oh, and this... When we were young comics, and when I first got to Catch a Rising Star, Larry Miller was doing a ski story about skiing that went on for 20 minutes. Like one...
And you're captivated.
And I certainly was, because I was just trying to get one laugh. You know, this was like at the beginning, and I just saw this guy doing a elongated, you know, bit.
Like peppered with laughs.
Peppered with laughs.
Nonstop.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like when you would see when Gary Goldman went on Conan and he did that whole Gary Goldman.
You know so many people I don't know.
Gary Goldman, Jesus Christ, he went on Conan and he did his stand-up set was just about how do they get the abbreviations for states, and that was his whole fucking set.
Well, that explains why I don't know who Gary Goldman is.
Well, what I'm saying is, who are you performing for right now? You're like, I guess that's why I'm not. But like, there's your own little audience there waiting for you to do your...
You're the audience. You're it. You're it.
That is so fucking ballsy, because that's the only thing he's going to talk. He killed, by the way. It killed, but it's like, if this doesn't work, this is all you have to do.
He tried it out probably in the clubs.
But it was still, in the clubs. But you know what it's like when sometimes you go on those TV sets and
it's easier. It's not harder. Well, it was when I did
to commit to just that, though.
I mean, the Tonight Show audience compared to the clubs I was working in was cake.
Well, yeah, but you got to go on with Carson.
First of all, it's not 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which I went on many times. Okay, in front of 3 people. Okay, it's not 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. It's not after they've seen 8 other fucking comics.
Yeah.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon, or 5:30 in Burbank.
In Burbank.
With people who are so excited to be there.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Carson saying, comedy is the hardest commodity to find, which was bullshit. You couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a comic in 1982 when I went on that show.
But he wanted to give them the best.
Exactly. I'm just saying, it set it up, and you're doing your best 6 minutes you ever came up with.
Yeah.
It was cake. If you couldn't do that, you didn't belong in show business. If you couldn't ace the first Tonight Show,
right?
You suck.
But this wasn't Gary's first Conan. This was his 4th or 5th, because he's such an amazing comedian.
Conan is not Carson.
No, Conan's not Carson, but I think Conan, in a weird way, is what... It's why Carson loved Letterman so much. Carson was Carson, and Letterman was the guy that came along and said, and I want to take this to this next level. And Conan was the guy who was like, I love you, Letterman, and I want to take you to this next level. It was a continuation. Yeah. And if you're a comedian,
yes, that's true.
I want to be on the bleeding edge of what is good comedy. And it really says something that my teenage daughter and her friends are obsessed with Conan O'Brien. Not now, all his classic stuff from the 90s, because he was doing brilliant comedy.
He still is.
I want to be...
No, he's a genius comic mind.
Friggin' genius.
I mean, even hosting the Oscars, he did it. He did it the right way.
Yeah,
he did it really funny. And no, look, I have a tape, probably something even you haven't seen, that I should, if you're in touch with Conan, have him send it to you.
Okay.
It's called Look Well.
I've seen Look Well.
Oh, fuck, of
Are you
course
kidding?
you have.
Robert Smigel and Conan O'Brien. God, why?
I'm gonna fucking
Right
hit you
in the
with
dick.
this.
Right in the dick.
I'm gonna fucking kill you with this thing. You know, Look
Adam
Well.
West. Come
Yes.
on, man. It's the
Yes.
greatest non-picked up
Okay.
pilot in showbiz besides The Bakery.
I would like 10 other people in the world to know Look Well.
Really? All my friends know Look Well. All the comedians do. It is friggin' brilliant.
All right.
And now when you rewatch it, it's like this is actually kind of realistic. As goofy as they tried to make it, I could see.
It was a parody.
Oh God, it was so funny.
Of the detective shows of the 70s and 80s, like Mannix.
But it was a guy who played one of those guys,
right?
Who is now
it's
teaching
Adam West, Batman.
Adam West,
who was a TV detective.
Yes, although a ridiculous TV detective.
Right, but just like they were all in those days.
Yeah.
And now it's later. It's like the 90s, and now
he's teaching an acting class.
He's teaching an acting class and wants to actually help out solving crimes.
And the police. I love how in the pilot, even the police, like, oh God, here comes Look Well again.
Yeah.
And he's so not helpful. It's. Oh my God, that thing is so great. Look Well. It's one of the best. It's so amazing.
You remember when he says to his secretary, like, can you get me that, that certain hair dye? And she's like, oh, no. They don't make that number anymore.
So brutal. Yeah, there's those lines. I mean, God.
Conan is an amazing comic mind.
Truly comic. But you want to be on. I remember this great thing. There was that book about the first book of like photographs of comedians. It was almost like an Annie Leibovitz thing, and it was like it came out in the 80s. But there was a picture of Carson and Letterman together, and because Carson loved Letterman, and there was this great line about, if you went on Carson and did well, you could be famous.
Yeah.
But if you went on Letterman and didn't do well, you would never be cool. And those were the differences. Like, and not that either one is more important than the other, but there is that like difference. You know what I mean?
Oh, I vividly remember when Letterman came on the scene, and it was, the passing of the guard. It was.
Man.
I mean, Johnny, who was the greatest for his era.
Yeah.
Was not any. It's like your thing with the Searchers. Your time has passed. I mean, he was.
But he was of that generation. He wasn't the boomers. He was generation before that. It's like time to walk away. And when he walked away, you never saw him again.
Never saw him again.
And that's what increased his legend. And people don't realize you can do that that can be part of your arc. But everyone is so addicted to, I got to get the clicks, the likes, the hits. And
it was also because he had emphysema.
Well, yeah, he could barely talk at the end. Yeah, that also didn't help.
So let's not gild the lily. And I was his biggest fan. I never missed the Tonight Show from the age of like 12 to 24.
You know what?
Whether I was home, in high school, in college, like it was.
You know what bummed me out about his last year at the Tonight Show is because that last year when he announced he was going to retire.
Floyd R. Turbo? Floyd R. Turbo?
No. What pissed me off was
that was not good.
The thing that was amazing about Carson was the nights when it didn't go well. He was the king of making it something horrible. And so those nights when his monologue would eat it, and he would do that desperation tap dance, and every comedian watching was like, "That I was at the Casking Cleaver and Lodi last week. That was me." But at the end, he never, because now it was all standing ovations. Like, the thing that's great about him is the Wednesday night when he's got 3 shit guests and a terrible monologue, and he's still going to make it entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, when the real Carson came out, and the real Carson was kind of mean.
Oh, boy.
When you say it like he fucked you in the ass.
No.
Oh, boy.
You could see the meanness sometimes. Like, it
rarely,
came out.
But when it came out, it was, I mean, and that's who he was. I read Bushkin's memoir about it, and it reads so true.
And apparently a way worse drinking problem than Ed.
He lived life to the fullest, and then was like, and smoked. You know, he was just like, I'm going to go out strong. I'm going to do what I want to do. I was in World War II. I'm going to smoke, okay?
Yeah,
and
that's my thing.
he was a badass. I mean, beneath the genteel Midwestern guy who was super gracious. I mean, if anything, he was gracious, and what was one reason why he was so successful.
And also really had comedians' backs.
Oh,
always.
Totally had mine.
Yeah.
There was once when they wanted to fucking cut my head off, and he saved my ass.
Really?
Yeah, I made Reagan jokes that they didn't like, and his producer, Fred DeCordova, was the director of Bonzo, you know,
what?
Bedtime for Bonzo.
He directed that?
Yeah, Fred DeCordova directed Bedtime for Bonzo. So he thought he was Reagan's best friend. So I just did jokes that were not cool to them, and Johnny saved my ass. Nobody else could have. So yes, he loved comedians. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Really had their backs. But he also, you're right. He was from that generation where he used to have that bit. One of my favorite bits was the whole thing about Mr. Salty Pretzels.
Oh,
which is like everything right now is
like my
low salt and no salt. You're like, fuck you, Mr. Salty Pretzels. And we're from the makers of Mr. Tar and Nicotine Cigarette. Like, there was that generation that was just like, nothing can kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, fuck you and fuck off.
No, Johnny would play tennis, and he'd, you know, smoke between.
Oh, God,
you know,
could barely breathe. And,
smoke between games.
I love that at the end of David Lynch's life, because smoking killed him. Emphysema is what killed him. And he's like, but the way he said it was like, yeah, it has curtailed my life, but I got so much pleasure from smoking.
Well,
just like he owned it, like, I loved it.
I mean, my parents smoked. Somehow I avoided it all the way through until I was 20 and in college, and then stupidly took up the habit from 20,
you did?
From 20 to 40, yeah.
Ugh.
But I can't deny that maybe one reason I did was that people did look cool smoking in movies. And Johnny...
The people that knew how to do it.
Johnny, my hero. Great. Sometimes you'd catch him as they came back from...
He would do that. He would hide his fucking cigarette. Yep.
You just see the smoke come out, and you'd go like, I want to be that guy. I don't know why. I just want to be that guy. And maybe that had something to do with what... So the people who are like, oh, you know, you can't go after violence and stuff that people see in movies. Yes, you can. It's not the whole story, but it's definitely part of the story. When you make something look cool, like guns or smoking, impressionable minds, when they're young especially, are going to like want to emulate it.
I saw that firsthand when I went to a movie theater, Bill. I went to see Friday the 13th, The Dream Warriors, with a young Patricia Arquette. And there was a kid behind me.
As your date?
No, she was not my date.
In the movie.
If Patricia Arquette was my date in high school, I wouldn't be here right now, Bill. Sorry, please.
In the movie?
No, in the movie. She's in the movie. And there was a kid behind us. Me and my date were sitting there, and I was like, fucking cut that bitch. Kill that fucking bitch. And he had his, like, leather face T-shirt on and was like cheering it on. And we were like, the fuck is wrong with you? And then the lights came up, and he just kind of, once the lights were on, he like scuttled out. And then I was like, Jesus Christ. And then like a month later, there's a movie called Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer with Michael Rooker. It's like his first movie. Again.
First. What was it a blast?
Michael Rooker has been in everything. He's in
Michael Rooker?
Michael Rooker.
You know all these things I don't know.
Michael Rooker is he's a character actor god. Anyway.
Oh, a character actor.
But he's in everything. He's in The Walking Dead. He plays
Never saw that.
Oh my Bill.
Why should I watch that? Tell me I'm willing to be educated.
I have this is the fucking movie Clueless, and I am Cher right now, and you are the fucking girl that I've got to remake.
I might be. But I'm going to get Fetch started.
But Henry, different movie. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer came out. And everyone was like, this is the most intense slasher movie. So all of the Friday the 13th, all of the Chucky, all of the Michael Myers fans went to see it. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer is what violence actually looks like. And it was and I went and saw it. And when the movie was over, like a third of the audience had left.
What year are we talking about?
89.
What is it called?
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
And he's a real serial killer.
Is it a real story? It's loosely based on Henry Lucas.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. Henry Lucas, he was a serial killer?
Henry Lee Lucas, who at the time everyone thought was the most prolific serial killer. And then it turned out cops were bringing him cold cases and he would just confess to them so they could close all their cases.
Wow.
It's fucking darker. It's one of the worst things. It's so awful. But they made this movie and Michael Rooker's in it and he's incredible. And it's so goddamn scary. But it, like you said, it wasn't making murder look cool. There wasn't a cool quip. There wasn't a cool angle. It was the way people actually die and like fight for their lives. And half of this audience that clearly was the people that were like, Freddy Krueger's so funny. They were gone. They were fucking gone when that thing was over.
You do know that serial killing, though, is over because of technology.
Well,
there hasn't been a recent serial killer because the technology got good enough in police work.
It's what my first wife was writing about.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's
familial DNA, and as she said it in her intro, or in her afterword of the book, you used to be the only guy looking through the window, and a million windows were opening around you, and you could never imagine this many windows around you. That's what she said, and yeah, you're right. That's gone.
Although, what a shame.
I know. I mean, look.
Damn.
No, I know. I'm sorry I brought that up. I know that bums you out.
take all these jobs.
I know, dude.
And now we can't even be a serial killer.
Let's have fun. Let's have fun here, dude. I don't want to bum you out. You want to hear something really weird? One of the homicide cops that Michelle used to talk to said the tragedy is in the 70s when I had on my desk at home 20 folders of missing kids, murdered kids, unsolved cases. And I would look across the street at this middle school, and there was a bike rack full of bikes. Kids would ride their bikes to school, and I wanted to go, like, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, I have this many. Now it's the early aughts. Those files are gone. We catch those people now. And I look across the street, and that bike rack is empty. And, like, we made the kind of world where your kids can now ride their bikes around. And now, because of all the murder documentaries, all the murder movies, you're so terrified they don't get to have the childhood that the kids in the 70s had but shouldn't have had because we didn't have the technology.
You think they shouldn't have had a free-range childhood?
No, they should have had a free-range childhood, but it was a dangerous free-range childhood. And now they took that danger away, and everyone's so scared now, they don't let their kids have that childhood.
I think it's worth I know it's going to sound harsh, but nothing is free in life.
No.
It is worth the risk that the vast majority of kids are able to grow up as kids. The fact that a kid cannot walk down the street alone now 2 blocks to the market to get something that the parents did it's just, yeah. I mean, yes, is there a chance that someone's going to snatch a child who's alone?
Always.
There always is. And you know what? I just think, you got to play the numbers, and you don't want the entire population growing up as hothouse plants,
or crate-raised veal,
right.
where they don't get to don't get the bumps and bangs of life where you're running.
You had a free-range childhood?
Oh my God! Not only did I have a free-range childhood, I had the kind of childhood where you were a shitty parent if you had your kids inside watching TV. It was go outside. Right. When it gets dark, come back.
Right.
And I was riding bikes into thorn bushes, and I could not have had more contusions, and it was nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could have been a casualty, and some were.
And some were.
You just have to always ask, what is the maximum good? What?
No,
isn't that a basic principle?
But you are asking a very dark question. How many kids are we willing to sacrifice?
Right. How many lives?
It becomes a folk horror movie.
How many lives are we willing to sacrifice to have cars?
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Because we are absolutely saying a certain number is okay, because I like my car.
Yeah.
And I want a car to get to places where a car goes, where it would be shitty if I had to walk. So I am willing to spend 30,000 of my fellow citizens' lives to have a car. And that's okay, bitch.
Send your letters to him, because I don't
mean to be facetious or didactic.
By the way, there's I know you're not into comic books.
No, I am not.
There's, again, comic books to me
I'm not that cultural.
are like, well, they're like rap music, where the people that aren't into comics are like, yeah, but these goddamn Marvel movies and yeah, that's all you're seeing. There's really amazing shit happening in comics, and there's a great series by a guy called literally watch Bill disengage as
Where
I
do
tell
you get
him
the
this.
time to engage with all these different art forms?
I love reading. I love watching movies. But there's a great comic by a guy named Elliot Kalin, used to be a head writer at The Daily Show. It's called Maniac of New York. And what the premise of the thing is, in the early 80s, a masked maniac like a Jason type showed up at Times Square on New Year's Eve, killed 12 people. The cops shot him 18 times. He fell off the pier dead. And then every couple of years, he shows up, kills a couple of people in New York. They call him Maniac Harry. And this is now it's the year 2025. This has been going on since 1985. And New York just adjusted to it. They're like, well, I got to live in New York. I'm not going to not live in New York. This is where my career is. Kills a couple of people every year. There's this unkillable maniac. There's reports on the news. We just spotted Maniac Harry in Chelsea. Don't go in Chelsea tonight. And everyone adjusted, and everyone is living with it now.
I could see it.
Exactly. It's school shootings. It's vehicular homicides. We're not going to change anything.
Mondami would give him a rent-controlled apartment. Good night, everybody.
Oh, for the love of God.
No. Oh,
Mondami all the way.
Don't. Oh,
God damn it, yes.
It was so good to see you.
Yeah, great seeing you, buddy. We tried.
I just saw another little fight coming, and it was like, why not? I love this guy.
We tried.
I love this guy so much.
Oh,
Why have a fight about Mondami?
Let's have another drink. Let's numb the hatred.
No, I can't. I gotta. It's been 2 hours.
Oh Jesus.
Listen.
It has been 2 hours.
That's how good friends we are now.
Dude.
It was such a pleasure.
Buddy, I'm so glad this... Oh, Bill.
Sorry.
No more for you, buddy.
I hope we do it again.
Anyone drops out, I'll just drive up. When I show up, I'll know that Timothy Chalamet's flight got delayed.
I'm impressed. 2 hours without needing to pee.
Oh, wow. Was I that fascinating?
Well, I feel like at our age.
Oh, at our age. Come on.
I feel
Get
like
that on camera. That's a brag.
like that's sort of a victory.
Yeah, that